Okay, so hi, my name is David Shields. I'm going to do a short tutorial on how to create a small website and fix CSS issues or repair your CSS style sheet. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. And so what we're going to do is I'm pulled up an older version of Dreamweaver just for the purposes of this tutorial. Let's go ahead and first thing you want to do is you want to create a website environment by going to site and then create a new site by clicking new site. This is assuming you're using Dreamweaver. There's other website design programs out there such as Front Page, but for this purpose we're just going to use Dreamweaver. What you do is you give it a site name and then you need to select the environment where the files will be kept. So you click this folder and then select the area or the folder on your desktop where the files are going to be located, and then you click OK once you're done, and you'll see something populate to the right here, which will be your files in that folder. So I've already gone ahead and done that and named it test site. These folders are empty. I've just created them just to store files in. So typically what you see with smaller websites is you'll see a CSS folder which keeps your cascading style sheets, and an images folder where you keep your images, and then perhaps a few pages that will appear underneath that, which will be index.php or index.html are both files that reside as the default file. So whenever you see a home page, let's say google.com, it's perhaps using an index.php or index.html or index.asp, some form of index. And when a website is pulled up, the files that pull up, the index file is always the first file to pull up as the default file. So I'm going to create a blank HTML page, and in code view you'll see Dreamweaver create some initial code here. I'm going to save this under the test site as index.html. Click save, and you'll see it populate to the right here. Now this is our home page of our website, and so let's go ahead and start writing out some CSS code. First thing we want to do is create a CSS style sheet. So for this purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the attach style sheet. I'm going to click browse, and I'm going to need to create a style sheet because there's not one in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click cancel, since we don't have one yet. I'm going to click new, and I'm going to select this style sheet, create. And you'll see it's a very bare right here. This is just the character set. It's showing how what sort of character is going to be in this file. I'm going to save this file, save as, and typically style sheets are saved as style.css. If you are trying to repair your website, most likely look for a CSS folder, and in that CSS folder usually it's named like style.css or global.css or layout.css. Okay. So what we'll do now is we will go ahead and attach that CSS file to this index.html page. CSS. Okay. And now this index.html file is linked to this style.css as you can see here. So first thing we'll do is I'm going to create some page properties. Do a background color as blue, text color and white, banana, and I'm just selecting some just basically some options right now just to get the style sheet going. Okay. As you can see, what's happened here is it's gone ahead and created the styling and put it in the between the header tags. This is the opening header tag, and this is the closing header tag. Now what you can do is the format is the same whether it's in between the header tags, or I'll go ahead and delete this because I'm going to carry over the CSS sheet. But the format's the same whether you have it between your header tags or on your style sheet. So I'm just going to carry the styling over. If you notice, though, here I'll go back. When it's between your header tags, you'll see the style, this opening tag style, and then it names what it is, and a closing style tag. When you carry that over, you don't need that in the style sheet because it's already a style sheet. So as you can see, even though I've erased the code and there's no code in here, since it's currently employing this style sheet, the CSS is based on what we just had selected, what we carried over here. So you can see the color is the color hex code is FFF, which is white. The font size is 12, and the font family is Verdana. So basically, the font family is whatever is available on the person's computer accessing the page. If they have Verdana as one of their Windows or Mac font types, if it doesn't have Verdana, it will default to Geneva or sans serif. The background color here is the hex code 06F. And those are the basics of just creating a background color and text. There are basically a couple of options when you're creating the layout. One is to use tables, which you can insert a table here. Tables are kind of an older format to use for creating websites. Not a lot of websites use them anymore mostly because of there's always issues with tables. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome. The big browsers treat tables a little differently, so you may get some issues with the tables being look a little bit different in each browser. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, but some people do. You can put your logo in here and create, like, let's say, a 2-column website. But I'm going to go ahead and delete that. You can style tables and div tags. Those are your two options typically that you see with websites, is either a table or a div tag. Now, the div tag, what I'll do is I'm just going to go to code view. I'm going to write div and give an ID wrapper. Close that div tag. I'll put content here. Okay. Now, as you can see, the div tag is just has a default padding. As you can see right here where my cursor is, to the top and to the left. Typically, it's about 15 pixels from the top, about 10 or 5 pixels from the left. But let's go ahead and create an instance of the div tag wrapper. Let's say padding. So you can do either padding top, or you can just do padding. And how it works is, think of it as like a clock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some values. Let's say 25 pixels. Pixels, by the way, there's 100 pixels in an inch. So 25 pixels would be a quarter of an inch. So this is going to put it 25 pixels, a quarter of an inch from the top. So think of it clockwise: top, right, bottom, left. So we'll say from the right, we'll give it 15 pixels. From the bottom, we'll give it 10 pixels, and we'll do say 60. So it's really obvious. You can see 60 pixels from the left, and you have to close it. And so basically, when you're creating a style for a div tag, you want to give it a hashtag or a number sign here, followed by the ID of the div tag, and open it up, and then whatever the styling is that you're doing. Right now we're doing padding, colon, and then top, right, bottom, left. Give it a semicolon to end that statement, and then you have to close it. So we'll go back, and as you can see here, do you see these lines right here? Those are the pixels that it's being pushed away from the top left of the div tag. Now we could, let's say you want to give that div tag a certain font size, so you'd say font size 24 pixels, and let's say you want to give a font weight, you want it to be bolder than the rest. You can do bold, bolder, whatever you like, of the text, and as you can see, it's changed here. In Dreamweaver, whenever you want to see how your live view, you just of the website you're designing, you just click live view. It'll take away the div tags, and it'll show you, as you can see, it doesn't have the div tag line anymore, and it'll show you exactly what the div tag looks like in a live view, as if this was on a browser. So that's the basics of CSS style sheets. There's a lot more. It depends on the project you're working on, but hopefully that got you started. Please bookmark or you can visit sitemop.com. That's sitemop.com. Sitemop.com is a micro marketplace that will allow you to buy jobs from people who are freelancers. So if you have any CSS styling issues that you can't figure it out, or you want an app built for your new business, or you want a web design like a template or a theme put into your WordPress or Joomla site, it's a marketplace where you can achieve that. There's a link below this video, sitemop.com. Also, please subscribe to the channel because I'll be releasing new videos on CSS styling and building websites as frequently as possible. And by subscribing, you'll be notified. Thank you.